You rocket up the echeladder to the dizzying heights of the vaunted girl Skylark rung. Your new feather is hard-earned and well-deserved, and alarmingly fashionable. You and your ceramic pork hollow rejoice in the mound of wealth yielded from your meteoric ascent up the ladder. You are still not sure what all these boon dollars can actually get you, but when pulling in such insane loot hand over fist like this, who cares? Not you. Joan, pick up as much grist as you can hold. Your expanded cash limit is more than enough to accommodate the grist windfall. You gather up 2,260 pieces of build grist, 1,040 pieces of shale, 490 drops of tar, and 350 drops of mercury. Can't wait to find out what amazing items this new supply of grist will be just barely insufficient enough to produce. Oh god, there's grist littered down there too. Those stupid ogres were like huge grist pinatas. One of those big sour grape electric holocaust fruit gushers is jammed in the hole in the platform. You guess there's only one way to get it.
Joan, don't forget your book. It is your birthright. You ought to give it a read when you have a moment, particularly the first several pages.
Okay, Papa, I will. Hey, Papa?
Yes, dear?
Since I'm trying to get up to that gate, and since you can sorta conjure floating beds and throw me around and all, couldn't you just throw me up to the gate?
Yes, of course, Joan, but that would not serve your purpose well. There is a very good reason why you should build up to it, and then keep building.
Oh, okay. I guess that's what I figured. So, just one more thing. Do you think that instead of telling me exactly why that is with a clear explanation, you can give me a series of really coy riddles about it and then sort of giggle?
Joan, you are a very fresh young lady. Your mother has done such a wonderful job raising you. I am so proud of you both.
I guess.
When you pass through the first gate, everything will change. You will find the place where the constellations dance beneath the clouds. And then your true work may begin. Ho, ho, ho!
I suddenly understand everything.
Elsewhere, we find a place where a kingdom lies entrenched beyond an impenetrable veil of darkness.
Graveyard stuffers.
You are now the Peregrine Mendicant. You are flying westward in your peculiar mobile station. You have no sense of your bearing presently. The door is blocked by a metal column which extended through the entry shaft before liftoff. What will you do? PM, check mail.
This message to Dr. Brenner looks pretty serious.
PM, open envelope.
Never. The mail is sacred, and sacred is the trust between the postman and the recipients of his precious parcels. You have made a solemn pledge to deliver this letter to the doctor, just as soon as you determine where this address is, or find any sort of discernible mailing address in this wasteland for that matter. The mail is freedom. The mail is life. The mail is the very fabric of this civilization. Hold that thought for one moment. The mail is the one final hope for resurrecting a dead planet from its ashes, and the letter carriers are the brave soldiers of God in this righteous crusade. They are defenders of the light of knowledge, free communication, and the exchange of ideas. They are the bold toters of all those little papery conduits of freedom. The white postmarked angels that whisper a message on their deliverance, a promise to their yearning. There is hope yet. Liberty, reason, justice, civility, edification, perfection, mail.
PM, examine keyboard and screen. It's the terminal you use to activate the station's homing mechanism. It looks like it has now returned control to you. The default viewport displays commands previously entered, including your last and only command, home. PM, type view. You type another one of the previously entered commands. It switches to the view of a young boy standing alone somewhere. There is a heavy amount of video interference of some sort. The boy seems familiar to you.
Greetings. Don't I know you?
Ross refused to acknowledge the absurd tea set. You successfully disregard the tea set because it's stupid and shouldn't be in a place like this. You probe further into the lab. Looks like a little kid's room. This all strikes you as a bit odd. No time for messing around in here though. Ross, wear the scarf. Be the writer. Okay, maybe you'll do a little messing around. You are only human after all. Ah! What's that? You are accosted by a friendly mutant kitten. Joan resists great urge to take the wedge shale. You know you should grab this thing, but you are suddenly feeling apprehensive about entering your mother's room. With all the scampering around, it almost slipped your mind how much you hate her hideous clowns. No use putting it off any longer. There is only one thing to do. Give me a D. Give me an E. Give me an S. Give me a C. Joan jumped down. Jude, scamper into Grand Foyer with wild abandon. You scamper your heart out and bump into something. You don't know why she always insists on keeping it so dark in here. Oh, look, it was one of her dumb globes. These things make it awfully difficult to navigate the foyer. We get it, Grandmom. You like to travel around the world going on adventures and stuff. Lousy, goddamn stupid globes. Jude, arm yourself. Grandma will surely have stern words for you if she catches you without your trusty rifle at the ready. That's just what you need. Another one of her blustering diatribes. You are rolling your eyes in advance, getting them warmed up. But ideally you can evade her altogether. All you have to do is get past the fireplace and out the front door and you will be scot-free. Jude, examine those chaps on the sofa. These are the Manor's 4 distinguished house guests. They like to gather here by the fireplace for tea time, as well as pretty much all other times. It's all very mannerly and civilized. You know exactly what's going to happen when you try to sneak by. The fireplace is going to light up and your grandmom's silhouette is going to appear in front of the fire to give you a good spook. She is so predictable. And there she goes. The old lady has the flame. You suppose you could still manage to sneak by the crafty old lady if you are fast enough. Avoiding an encounter would be ideal. Encounters with her are usually intense. Jude leaped dramatically across the divide. Whoops. You guess an encounter with her is almost certain now, but most likely not for a while. Time to see what someone else is up to. Oh, let's say Dani.
Yes, I am going out with this gun. No, I will not get another one. No, I will not take yours. I can't even lift it. Oh, that is so preposterous. Do you even hear what you're saying? I will be fine. This is a perfectly deadly gun, and it shoots lots of incredibly deadly bullets. Oh, will you just stop it? I am going now. Goodbye. I love you.
Jude abscond! She was so much easier to deal with when she was alive. PM miraculously survive. Ross refused to acknowledge the absurd kitten. You fail miserably. Oh, look! There's some more mad science crap over here. Ross, insert coin. This weird arcade gizmo adapted to this setup obviously doesn't take coins anymore, assuming it ever did. Besides, you left all your coins on the fridge, remember? Ross, let's play a game. This doesn't appear to be a game. It appears to be an appearifier. Ross, screw around with the appearifier. You mess with the controls. Hey, Jessie is alive. Or at least she was in the past. According to the timestamp, this was almost 9 years ago. You try to move the crosshairs with the joystick, but it seems to be permanently locked on a specific target. You might be able to unlock it, but you clearly don't have much time to horse around with this thing. You zoom out. It looks like you and Jessie were having one of your sessions. You weren't making a lot of progress though, because Jessie was no doubt being characteristically recalcitrant. You possibly jotted this phrase down on your pad. It's hard to remember though. Wait, could this be that day? Ross, cause time paradox. You attempt to purify Jessie. This would surely cause a paradox because you can plainly see that she has not told you her secret yet, but it seems the machine has a safety mechanism to prevent such irresponsible purification practices. The paradox imprint of Jessie purifies instead and quickly settles into a mound of sludge. The machine beside it sucks up the paradox sludge and begins some kind of automated procedure. It seems whatever sort of primordial biochemical properties the sludge possesses is being evaluated by the device. The device generates a fetal paradox clone of Jessie. The wretched creature exhibits a number of unfortunate mutations though. The good news is that it will be mercifully unestablished along with its facility shortly. This is also the bad news. Whoever was operating this machine in the past may have been making unsuccessful attempts to perfect the science of ectobiology. Ross, have a flashback. There is no need for a flashback. Conveniently, you can watch what happened right here on the monitor. You roll the clock forward a few seconds. Jessie reveals her stunning secret to you in strict confidence. Before you can ask her to clarify, she vanished into thin air. You now believe you understand why. However, you were not the one to purify her from this moment. Your hand was nowhere near the controls just now. A couple weeks after she vanished, her body washed up along the riverbank. Her suit was a mess. Your father fitted her with a new one just before the absurd funeral service he insisted upon. Ross traced Jessie's whereabouts on the machine. You roll the clock forward to a week after she vanished. It seems there is no accessible feed tracing her whereabouts during that time frame. You fast forward another week. There she is, just as you found her. Ross, fast forward to now. It's Jessie! She's alive! Well, okay, she's still dead, but her body is intact. Turns out, it wasn't some kind of disintegratificator like you thought. It's more like an escapalizer. Ross, purify Jessie immediately. Good thing you finally got all this sorted out. You only have 10 seconds to spare. Time to stash the dead cat in Amscray. Ross, stop fooling around and transportalize out of there. Jude, locate and feed the devil beast you call a pet. Good luck finding her. If she wants to be found, she'll find you. But Chorale has always managed to elude your prognosticative faculties. She's completely invisible to your intuition somehow, a property almost totally unique to her. It used to freak you out a little, but you have long since grown accustomed to it. Huh? Oh, it was nothing. Nothing at all. Moving right along. Jude, retrieve the package you expected to arrive. The birthday package you were expecting from Joan arrived months late, and yet right on time. It landed over there, past the crumbling monument, a satellite to the great mystic ruins at the center of the crater lagoon. Joan, triple somersault into room and stick the landing. Okay, you do that. You are now in your mom's room. Where are all the clowns? You spot your mom's briefcase beside you. It probably contains all sorts of clues. Or at least, various forms and paperwork critical to her trade as a hilarious street performer. Aw yeah, here come the secrets. Get ready for some major Wait a minute. These are just boring business documents and spreadsheets. What the hell is going on here? Calm down, Joan, it'll be alright. So, all those years, while you thought she was out busking up the corners with hilarious antics, she was working as an ordinary businesswoman all along. She was just a woman trying to make a good, honest living for her daughter. Maybe she was too embarrassed to tell you the truth? Or maybe it was just that you'd never bothered to ask? You guess you've always just assumed. The human prisoner has broken out of her jail cell yet again. Attempts to block the cell door with heavy objects have proven futile.
We're gonna need a bigger safe.
Who's this chick? Spade Slick? Got a nice ring to it. But you know your own name, and that damn well ain't your name. Take another stab at it. Okay, state name and rank. You are Archagent Jane Noir. You oversee various affairs of a dark kingdom. Presently, you are determining how to deal with this prisoner, who has been a thorn in your side since she was apprehended. You view the affairs of the kingdom through a series of fenestrated walls. You have 3 walls, nearly enough to form a cubicle of vigilance, which is a full and proper enclosure for an agent of your stature. However, much to your utter contempt, your 4th wall was stolen some time ago. Jane, don comical hat. This frivolous headdress turns your stomach. You'd sooner stick your head in a furnace than coax it into this monstrosity's loathsome, colorful maw. It's bad enough that your exalted ruler ordered everyone to drape themselves in these hideous rags the moment the troublesome human with the cigarette holder and her child showed up, but you draw the line at the hat. Jane, call a minion. You order one of your burliest agents to the scene. She brings in something heavier this time. Your transmission is interrupted. It seems your glorious monarch has concerns over your wardrobe. Fine. You begrudgingly don the comical hat.
Stupid, lousy, wise, and just leader. What a royal pain in the ass.
Jane, throw hat down in disgust. You fully intend to once your superior stops breathing down your neck for a second. Wait, what now? Your blood is boiling so hot you could cook an egg on your carapace. Looks like you'll have to handle this yourself. Joan, investigate room for anything Mom may have left behind. It seems there are some unopened birthday presents which Mom didn't get around to giving you yet. Present time! Open a present and see what's inside! The one on the right seems promising. You open it to see what is inside and oh god, yes! You tear into this thing and put a mean peep on the sweet loot. In addition to the Modus control deck, you get a bonus array fetch Modus plus another 12 cards, which are practically worthless by this point, but hey, you'll take them. First thing you do is flush the extra cards into your deck. Okay, really? This is just way too many cards. Joan, equip Array Fetch Modus. The Array Modus allows you to store and retrieve any item from any card at any time. It seems exceptionally serviceable, albeit difficult to weaponize. Boring. Joan, read instructions for the control deck. There's nothing to read, really. You just pop some Modus cartridges into the slots, fire it up, and see what happens. You start by putting the stack and queue modi in the slots. Your Sylladex now behaves like both a stack and a queue. Items can be removed from either the top card or the bottom card. You see no reason at all not to jam the array cartridge in there too. You make sure to blow the dust out first, of course. The Sylladex reconfigures itself into an array of distinct queue stacks. Now we're talking. This is just the sort of needless complexity you have come to expect from your inventory management system. Joan, unwrap the smallest present first. You have a staunch policy of always saving the biggest present for last. Always. You receive a box of delicious fruit gushers. Could this birthday get any better? You don't think so. Joan, open the big one! You thought wrong. Joan, fill up an entire queue stack with shoes. Okay, awesome. Queue stack full of shoes. Joan, caps log fruit gushers. Dang, you spaced out and put it in the wrong queue stack. Don't worry, you'll get the hang of this thing. Joan, closely inspect fruit gushers box. So delicious. You can't wait to caps log one of these packs and make like 1,000,000 gushers. Screw all this building nonsense. You'd rather make candy. Wait a minute. It can't be. The heinous batter bastard has his gnarled claws and everything! What do gushers have to do with baked goods anyway? How does this make sense? Why? Why? Jude, retrieve package. Ross, check self for any mixed atoms with cat. Nope, no mixed atoms. Looks like you and the kitty kept your genes to yourself. Your new kitty whose name is... You'll think of one later. Hey, where the heck are you anyway? Oh, you're back home. The well-stocked bar in the vantage from the window tells you this is your dad's room. Or at least what you thought was his room. You decide not to be especially melodramatic about this revelation. Huh, that's funny. Shouldn't that place be unestablished by now? The downpour of smaller meteors has stopped. Better get out of here. This room is a powder keg with all this booze lying around. Joan, get down to business. Suddenly you are feeling very businesswoman-like for some reason. You just punched a shitload of cards in anticipation of making a whole lot of cool stuff later. This time, you didn't foolishly destroy any items, you just looked at the codes for some objects you rounded up and punched them on blank cards. You wonder how much alchemizing you can get away with before Ross gets back? As if he's got any right to tell you what to do with your hard-earned grist. You're the one running around here putting your ass on the line. All he's got to do is mess around with his computer. Anyway, you better hurry. Jude, dream. You are now dreaming. Your dream bot is awake and active. Jude, obliquely foreshadow the future through interpretive dance. Your silly dance foreshadows nothing and is essentially meaningless, but it sure is a lot of fun. Jude, quick! Get into bed! Climb into bed and try to get comfortable, but some sort of invisible force is pressing down on you. A strange feeling of cold, heavy metal. This happens every time you try to get into bed. No wonder you can never get any sleep. Jude, realize you can fly. There's not much to realize, of course you can fly. Jude, open the package. You stop all this flying around nonsense and examine Joan's package. Unfortunately, you cannot open it yet. This package has an important journey to make first. You are planning on delivering it momentarily. Good thing you already know what's inside. Otherwise, you would surely be consumed by curiosity and suspense. You sincerely pity anyone who might be forced to endure such a fate. Months in the past, enough for the above weather to be seasonally reconcilable.
Hey, happy birthday, Jude.
Yay! Thank you, Joan.
Phew, okay. I got your present in the mail just on time. Plus, I sent Ross's and Dani's too. Why do your guys' birthdays gotta be all bunched together like that? You're running me ragged.
I know, but it is nice of you to think of us all like that.
I can't wait for you to see what I got you. I don't want to spoil it or anything, but hopefully it will help solve those mysterious problems you've been having lately. Mysterious wink.
I'm sure it is great. I can't wait either. It might take a while to get here from there, but it will be worth the wait.
Oh man, I am such an idiot. I forgot about how long it takes for you to get stuff. Ugh.
Joan, that's okay. Really. I'm sure it will get to me exactly when it needs to, and it will be a nice surprise when it does.
Okay, well, I hope so.
Hold on. Okay, I'm back. Sorry, I had to tell someone to go away.
Oh god, the trolls again?
Yep.
They have been such a pain in the ass lately. It seems like there are so many. They have either like 50 of these retards, or it's one guy with a lot of alternate accounts.
I've never had any sort of feeling about them, or what they want, which is kind of weird, but it seems to me like they are probably all different people and not one guy. I have counted 12.
What do they want with us?
Some people just like to needle others for some reason, Joan. It is like a game, I guess. They're like pranksters!
Oh, hell no. Shittiest pranksters ever.
But I think they are mostly harmless. Every so often they manage to get through my block filter and hassle me. It's been going on for years. Actually, some of them are kind of funny, I think.
Oh wow, what? Years? Okay, well, I am sick of them. I've been thinking of changing my pester chum handle to throw them off the trail, so I guess I'm gonna do that.